Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? What's up? Anthony Morrison here, and welcome to tonight's Success Connection. Super excited to have all of you here. Super excited for yet another training. And of course, always excited to bring you guys training and also assets, things you can take and use right now that are going to help you be able to make more money in your business. So super, super excited about that and excited to just have you all connect with me here. As we wait for people to get on, do me a favor, go to our Facebook group. Okay, this is the link to our Facebook group right here. It's go.vsc.com/group. Okay, and go to our Facebook group right now and post that you are live on the Success Connection. If you go to the Facebook group and you post that you're live on the Success Connection right now, and tell everybody to get their butts on here. Don't be late. We're filling up the room. We have 800 on right now. So in the next 5 to 10 minutes, we will max out the room. No one else will be able to join. All right. If you do that, I'm going to have Nick go ahead and give away. Nick, let's give away $100 tonight. Let's just pick 2 winners of $50 and just tag them in their Facebook post. If they go and they post right now in the Facebook group that they are live on the Success Connection and that everyone should get on right now. All right. So let's do that as we wait for people to get on. And I am actually coming to you from what is now my new office in Alice Beach. So I'm going to attempt to turn on my webcam here in just a second as we kind of start tonight's training and get things underway. So let's just see if this works, and hopefully it won't be choppy. All right, there we go. So hopefully it won't be choppy. My office is in what was a bedroom, so we've moved what was here out. So you see these little glowing lights. These are nightstands with lamps. So it's the best light I got right now. So we're still kind of work in progress. But I got my desk here, that stand-up desk, so I can stand up, and everything else is good to go. How many of you have had a good week so far? Just give me a big yes if you've had a good week. All right. Very good. I see lots and lots of people saying yes in the chat box. Lots of you saying yes. Well, let me tell you something. I had an experience yesterday that that I want to share with you. That I don't know. It's a crazy experience. But yesterday I flew back to Mississippi, and it was our 20-week anatomy scan for our baby, and it was crazy. I don't think the baby thing has hit me until really yesterday, because every time we go in there to see the baby, it just looks like a blob, you know? I'm sure all of you've had kids, or most of you've had kids, you know. It just looks like a bunch of white blob moving around on those sonograms. It's nothing that really looks like a human, right? But yesterday they had they went and they were having to do the whole anatomy. So like we saw our baby's brain, we saw the heart, we saw like kidneys, we saw everything but lungs. They're not developed yet. And then we saw her feet, and I guess they went and kind of came up under her. And so think about it as if like there was a piece of glass over your head, and somebody was standing on it, and you're looking up and you just see the bottom of their feet. That's what we were seeing, like the bottom of her feet, and they're just teeny tiny. It was just the craziest thing. I was actually really giddy when we left. Just having seen, I think because it looks more like, human, you know what I'm saying? Than just the blobs that were running, or that were just like rolling around, that it just had me like totally, I can't believe like I just saw my little girl's feet, you know? I don't know, just such a crazy experience. But what a reminder, I left there, and it was a very stark reminder to me, and this is the reason why I open with this tonight, a reminder to me of why I've worked so hard, right? A lot of people, and a lot of you, you're starting your online business, and there's a reason why you're doing it. And I think I've told you, and a million other people have told you to find your why, right? And I think it's so overstated that most of us don't actually really do that or think about that. But like that little moment where I looked and saw my unborn child's feet, like just the bottoms of feet, like it like brought full circle the reason why, I've worked so hard and dedicated all of my 20s to working and pretty much all of my 30s to working way more than the normal or average or whatever you want to call it would be for, somebody my age. But it also is a stark reminder to me that there's so much more to come, right? It's accepting what you've done, but then also wanting more than where you're at, right? And understanding that you probably will need more than where you're at is it's like this really delicate seesaw, right? Because no matter how successful or maybe not successful you've been at this point, you have to look at the future and know what it is that you need in the future to, I think, to live the way that you want to be able to live. What other things are coming? What other bills? What other financial obligations? Like when I saw her little feet, I immediately saw like, oh my God, like I have a real child. Like there's so many things that change, thoughts that change. Um, when you have a kid, but it's also the same with other things in life too, right? I immediately thought about, wow, like that, college and a wedding and all of these, like my mind just started running when it actually hit me that I'm having a kid. Um, and and so it's like, okay, well, I don't want to stop now. I don't want to stop working now because I want to make sure that I do well enough to take care of her, like for the rest of my life and the rest of her life, right? And I think that we all need that motivation from somewhere, right? Because I could easily look back on the last 20 years of my life and say, man, you've done enough. Like people ask me all the time, why do I still do it? Why do I still get on here on Thursday nights? Like, why? What's the point? You know, um, why do you still want to make more money? And the answer to that is very simple. It's that, you know, if you the minute that you think you've got enough is the minute that you'll fall into the trap of losing it all. And I've seen it happen so many times. Look at NFL football players. Look at all these athletes. Look at all these actors, right? People that have made tons of money. And the minute that they think they have enough is when it all comes crashing down. And so you should always be driven, okay, to make more money. It doesn't mean that money has to control your life. It doesn't mean that your whole, sorry, this is this chair making all this noise. It doesn't mean that your whole life has to revolve around making a dollar. But what it does mean is that making a dollar should be a priority in your life. Making money should be a priority in your life. And I made a post on Facebook the other day. I don't know how many of you follow me on Facebook, but I made a post on Facebook that kind of pissed some people off, made some people angry. And I basically said, if you aren't starting a business online right now, like if you don't have an online business, then you must just hate money, right? Like you must literally just hate money because it's so easy to make money on the internet, and the opportunity is so available that it just blows my mind. And the only reason I can think that somebody wouldn't do it is that they simply don't care. They don't want to make any money. And I know that that's not you guys, I know that that's not you. So I'm super excited that I'm able to dedicate some of my time and some of my experience and some of my, knowledge, right, to be able to help all of you make more money and have that success and be able to fulfill that reason why you're doing it, right? And I know everybody's in a different situation. Maybe some of you just want to retire. Maybe others of you want to, get out of debt. Maybe some of you have children too. And, there's so many different reasons. But I do think, I truly believe this too. I really do. I think if you will put a picture of the reason why you're here, if you'll put it on your nightstand so you see it first thing in the morning, if you'll put it on your mirror where you brush your teeth and, in my case, put your contacts in, every morning, if you'll put it in your car so that you see it when you're driving to work or when you're driving around, whatever, if you will put a picture of what drives you to be successful, what are you doing it for? And if you see that all the time, like if you see that picture all the time, it makes it more real, right? How many of you are with me on that, right? It makes it more real. Like I've got this little picture of my little baby's feet, right? And I mean, they're going to be everywhere because it will remind me, and I'm very much like that. It's just what I do. It reminds me that I shouldn't take a day off and that I should stay focused and that this is the reason why. And it's something greater than me. It's something greater than what I want, right? And something greater than myself. And I think when we have a reason greater than ourselves, man, we can excel at levels that we never dreamed possible, right? Because we'll always do more for others than we'll do for ourselves. So just my lesson for you as we open up today, I really think visualizing your reason why will just energize you. It'll re-energize you. And I've always known that the reason why I was working so hard is for my kids. Like before I ever even had kids or anything, you can ask anybody that knows me, that's always been my reason. And now, like seeing it, visualizing it is a whole different level of energy, right? So super excited. I'm excited, and thank you all for some of the comments. I saw them in just a second ago. I was just kind of going on this off on this topic, and I didn't want to stop, but thank you all for your kind comments. It's an exciting time in my life, and a lot of you have watched me literally grow up. I mean, 7 years we've been doing the Success Connection. You watched me go from a kid that was just dating somebody to engaged to married to married with a kid on the way, to married with a kid on the way, and you'll see my little girl when she arrives. So I mean, you've really watched me kind of go through many changes in life, and I'm forever grateful and humbled by your just time that you give to me and spend with me each week. I know I'm doing this for you, but as I've told you so many times, a lot of times it's the best part of my week too. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I get on here and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just so drained, I'm so tired. But overall, when you look at it from the macro level, man, it's one of the greatest decisions I ever made was to dedicate an hour of my week to our community and to our students. If you are new here, welcome, and you'll be seeing my little girl here in a few months. So stay with us and stay tuned. But I wanted to let you know the Success Connection it's a place for all of my students. So it doesn't matter what course you have, you're here, right? You're invited here. So what that means is this isn't a training about Partner with Anthony or Ambassador Program or my YouTube course or anything like that. This is a training that we put together, to help you build businesses, to build businesses for you, and ultimately to help you win and help you stay ahead of the curve. That's really the goal. And it's a lot of fun. So we're glad to have you here, but I just wanted you to know it's not a training that's really building off of anything that any courses that you have. However, what we do here can be integrated into those courses, and they all kind of fit together. But this is something totally separate that we do for you. And of course, if you've been here before, thank you for continuing to support and continuing to learn. I have one exciting announcement before we roll into this funnel that we have built for you guys, which I'm going to pull up right here. Let me pull this up. All right. What would you guys say if I told you that I found, like, I'm still fleshing this out, so there's nothing coming today or anything like that. But what would you say if I found a way that within call it an hour, okay, you could legitimately, no BS, you could legitimately have 1 million subscribers, email subscribers that you could mail right, you could send emails to like within an hour, right? How many of you would just be like, what the heck? Yes? Okay. Now, it gets even better. What if I also tell you that when you email those subscribers, two things would happen. One is all the people that open, all the openers, would get put on your, let's call it your get response list, right? So your active people, they get put in your account. You can mail them wherever you want. And anybody that clicks, you would instantly get paid right off the bat, get paid 10 cents for every single click. So now it's like I got 1 million subscribers, send the emails, make 10 cents every time somebody clicks. Plus I'm building my openers list, which is engaged people that I can mail from Get Response or whatever to my Partner with Anthony program, right? Or whatever program. In other words, what if I could just take the list building and make it crazy, crazy, crazy easy? Yes? Here's the thing. I knew nothing about this. But my sister, a lot of you talk to her, Britton, she works in support. She went and found her own, figured out her own thing to make, to send emails. And she has, I just had lunch with her and asked her about it this afternoon. She is making like roughly $1,500 a week sending emails. And I'm like, well, how did you do this? And so we went through it anyway. I'm fleshing it out for you. It's new, or new to me, right? She's been doing it since February. I'm like, how do you have this thing that's making you $6,000 a month since February and you don't tell your brother? You're crazy. And so while I love my sister, I told her she was crazy. Anyway, I'm going to flesh this thing out. I'm going to learn more about it. I'm just pretty excited because it just seems like this, I don't know. I just want to gauge your interest. We'll talk about it later once we get through this business, but pretty excited because my sister is not very tech savvy. And she showed me where she's been getting paid every single week. And I'm just like, what the heck? So everybody can say, thank you, Britton, if I'm able to teach you how to do this. So I'm going to look for it. We're going to figure it out and we'll work through it together. But first, and that'll come in, I need at least 3 weeks or so to kind of go through it and figure out what it is she's doing. So, but suffice to say, it looks pretty good. So I always do my due diligence, but once I see for sure it's good, I'm going to share it with all of you so you can do it because you might as well if it's working for her. So pretty exciting stuff. But let's dive into the business, okay, that we are building right now. And basically, the business that we are building is I'm trying to find, where did I draw it last? I drew it right here. Okay, so the business that we're building is an affiliate marketing selling system. Okay, we talked about this last week. We talk about it every week. It's a selling system. Okay, a selling system means that we're not just promoting an email link. We're not just sending a link out to the same thing every time and hoping that somebody buys. What we're doing is we're sending it out in stages. Okay, and each stage sells the program differently. Okay, in this particular case, what you guys would be selling is the YouTube Business Builder program. This is a program that we created and you get to be an affiliate for it and get paid commissions. Okay, we've kind of already gone through that. If you haven't been here and you're new, that's okay. You can go back and watch the replays of the Success Connection, and that's going to help you get up to speed. I try to catch you up as much as possible tonight, but ultimately the best thing for you to do would be to watch the replays from the last 2 or 3 weeks. That typically makes the most sense, right? When you do something, when you do that. So make sure that you go back and watch those replays. So the difference in affiliate marketing is, and affiliate marketing sales systems, is that online sales take time. Okay, and I want you to all write that down because I think that this is one key that a lot of you miss. Okay, and that is that sales take time. So even though we've built this whole selling machine out for you, and I'm going to walk you through all of this, and of course, all of you that are with us, you'll get all these pages. We've already built these, right? So you're going to get all this stuff. But here's the thing. Sales take time. We track everything in our system. And we found sometimes when people have opted in and become a lead in our system, and it takes a year before they buy a $7 partner with Anthony? Makes no sense, right? But a year before they agreed to spend $7. So what does that tell me, and what should that tell you? What it tells us is that money made on the internet isn't always made right out of the gate, day one, okay? So what happens with basic affiliate marketing, which is what a lot of people teach you, okay, is you send traffic over to somebody's page, right? And the people don't buy. What happens is, because you are sending traffic to somebody else and you're not keeping the lead, you're not building your list, you're not doing any of that, you're just sending traffic to somewhere else, those people, if they buy 30 days or 60 days or 90 days later, you're not getting credit for it. You're not making any money. You're not getting paid. So that's one problem, right? It's just simply that the time it takes for somebody to buy. The second problem with basic affiliate marketing is I call it the venue. It's where are we showing people this opportunity or this thing? How are we doing it? What are we doing? Are we doing a webinar? Are we doing a sales video? Are we doing a podcast? You know, did we write a long sales letter? Like, how are we trying to sell the thing, right? Because everyone absorbs information differently. Everyone retains that information differently, and everyone gives their attention to different things different ways. And so if you're promoting somebody's an affiliate offer, you know, like a lot of you do, then if you're always sending people to, let's just say, a webinar like this one, right? There are groups of people that will never get on a webinar. They'll never get on it because they don't have an hour and a half. They can't be at a certain place at a certain time, and all of those different things, right? So you would never get to sell to them. Whereas if you had different mediums, different ways to sell to them, then maybe you would actually get the sale, okay? And so what we've done is we've started building you the affiliate selling system, okay? And what this does is it takes into account time and venue. It takes into account that sometimes we need to take more time to make a sale, and then also takes into account that oftentimes we need to change venues if people don't buy. And so off we went building this. And so let's just kind of walk through it until we get to the part where I give you PLF page 3 tonight, because that is what I'm supposed to give to you. So basically it works like this. We send traffic, okay, that's customers, traffic, clicks, into phase 1, which is an automated webinar, okay? Now we have built out phase 1 for you, okay? So you don't have to build this or anything. Phase 1 has been built out for you. Let me see if I can't find it here. All right, there we go. All right, it's about to be pulled up here. My computer's giving me the little spinning wheel of insanity, so give it just a second. So phase 1 is essentially going to be the automated webinar, and that automated webinar can be played back in 2 different places, okay? It can be played back either in, here we got to search this, that's what it was. All right, so it can be played back. I don't understand this. Hold on, let's see. All right, affiliate selling system. That's what we're looking for. There you go. All right. So this is basically our playback here. All right, so it can be played back. Sorry, it was just giving me some headaches there. It can be played back in one of two places. You can either play this back inside of ClickFunnels, okay, which is the software that we build all these pages in, so it will make it pretty simple for you to be able to use it. You can see right here where it says Affiliate Selling System YouTube Webinar. So let's just look at that. I've already built this out for you. And so if you look right here, we've built out a registration page for you. You can check this registration page out, and look at this. It's already set up, already ready to go. You put in your email address, click Save Your Seat, and when you do that, it's going to take you into essentially the next page of the webinar, which is the countdown page. This is where it counts down until the time that that webinar is actually going to start. Okay, so if you look right here, it starts to count down, and there's a link here where people can join the webinar room, and the webinar room looks like this. All right, now if this feels like it's over your head, trust me, it's not. Once I tie this all together for you, it'll be real simple. So basically, you could send people here to this registration page. They register for this webinar. They go to a little page that says, great, you've registered, awesome, and then click here to join the webinar. They click, and then they join this webinar, okay? This webinar will play, okay, and I built this webinar. So what that means is you don't have to worry about actually building out a webinar. Sorry, I always click the Zoom link instead of the GoTo link. So you don't have to worry about building out a webinar. I've already built this webinar for you. So the great part about this is I've done the whole thing for you. You don't have to do anything. There's no selling because I'm the one doing the selling. And there's no building because I'm the one that's built it. You can literally click a link and we'll put this right in your account. It's done for you, okay? So you have two choices for your auto webinar. You can build it in ClickFunnels, or you can have it in ClickFunnels, which I just showed you, or you can use our done for you webinar in Webinar Fuel. Webinar Fuel is an automated webinar software that plays back the webinar in a software just like Zoom. That tends to get a better conversion rate than when you are just like watching the webinar on a web page, okay? So you have two options for phase one of your business. You can choose either one of these. This webinar is meant to sell the YouTube Business Builder course, okay? It's a $1,000 course. You're making 40% commission on it. So you're making $400 every time you make a sale. The biggest key to this is because you control the automated webinar, because you're not sending these leads to me, you're sending them to yourself, right? You own that page, right? You get to build this email list, right? This email list is like gold. This is where you can make a fortune if you just simply build, right? If you learn to build this list and mail this list, you can make an asinine amount of money, okay? So the key is, and the reason why I spend the time building this whole selling system out for you is because I want you to be able to make money long term. I don't want you to just make a few sales. I give you the product to sell only because I want to make it easy for you, okay? The key for you is to build your email list, all right? So that's phase one. Phase one is of the affiliate selling system is sending people to an automated webinar, plays back at any time. It's long form. It's an hour and a half to 2 hours of training and content, and then me selling this product for you, okay? And of course, at the end, they go to your link, which lets you earn the $400 or so commissions when somebody buys. How many of you understand phase one now at this point? Just say yes. The good thing about the Success Connection is a lot of you show up every week, and I repeat myself every week, but there's a reason for that. It's because through repetition, we learn. First time we hear it, it's new words to us. Second time we hear it, we're like, oh, I think I heard about that before. Third time we hear it, we already know what I'm going to say. Fourth time we hear it, we already understand the things that I'm saying. And so there's a reason I repeat the whole funnel every week. It's to make sure you truly understand it. All right, so phase one is that. Now, phase two is where we go in and we do this 24-hour closing page. Now, I've already built this page for you too. So like I said, I built all of these pages for you. The reason for me building them for you is real simple. I really just wanted to have everything done so that you could just launch the business, which I think we're doing next week, if I'm not mistaken, that this business will just go boom, go live, right? So here is the closeout page, all right? So this is where you send people, oh gosh, it's been 24 hours, we're gonna close. This is my version of it, so this timer is it's set to come down at the exact same time, but the version that I gave you will count down till midnight, okay, every night, so 24 hours. So think about the kind of where we're at, okay? Somebody can register for this webinar, they get confirmed for the webinar, they join the webinar, they can click this button right here to buy, well, hold on. They join the webinar, okay? Let's say they don't buy. We send them an email that says, hey, we're closing in 24 hours, okay? And so it's like, oh my gosh, we're closing in 24 hours. And so with the hold on, my pages are all, seem to be all jacked up. There we go. So we're closing in 24 hours, and then boom, they can click this link and they can buy, because we've created a little bit of fear that they're going to miss out, fear that this thing is going away, right? And they don't want it to go away. So obviously that creates a little fear. That's why we have it labeled FOMO, fear of missing out, for those of you that don't know that language. So what we do is we send that, and then we wait for 48 hours. For 48 hours, we do nothing. We send no emails. We don't communicate with the leads, with the people that are on our list that we're trying to sell this to. We don't communicate with them at all. We just stop, okay? Sounds crazy, but we do. And then what we do is we send an email saying we're reopening for 48 hours, right? And so we send this 48-hour reopen page. Let me show you. I built this page for you. The good news for all of you is that you don't actually ever have to build anything, because I build it all for you, okay? So here's this 48-hour reopen page. So here's the 48-hour page. See if this one will pull open real quick. So we'll have the 48-hour page that goes out, starts counting down from 48 hours and basically telling people, hey, you don't have long, but we've reopened this. So the opportunity, if you missed out on it before, like, you've now got a second chance, right? Boom, 48-hour reopen, okay? So here it is. Here we go, 48-hour reopen, all right? So we're gonna send this 48-hour reopen. We're gonna show them the offer stack. I've already done all this for you, so we do all this. Literally, you put your affiliate link into these boxes here and these buttons, and you're good to go, right? Like, you're rolling. People click, you get paid, all right? And then, of course, after the 48 hours, if you look here, it says 48-hour reopen, and then we basically close this thing down again with a 24-hour close, right? Because if we reopened, we're open for 48 hours. We want to remind people that we're opening now only for 24 hours. So we send them another email, okay? This other email does the same thing. It says closing in just 24 hours. This is it, but we've got the whole stack here. So we've got this whole page built out. So now think about the process people go through, okay? They registered for this webinar. They got to the thank you page and they said, okay, I'm going to join the webinar. They joined the webinar. They could buy here, and if they buy here, process stops. But if they don't buy here, we then send them to a 24-hour closing. You only get to see this replay for 24 hours and it's coming off. We wait a little while, then we reopen it and we say, wait, we have 48 hours that we're reopening this opportunity for you. You got to go here now. And then the next day we say, hey, you're down to only 24 hours. You better come on. You better hurry up. You got to get here now. We create some of that fear, but also that movement, right? Because we're pushing people to hurry up by a certain time, all right? When you put dates and times on things, you create what we call, what most of us in the industry look at and we say, these are like mental records. If I say to you, hey, listen, this thing is closing down at midnight, that mental record sits there. Even if it means nothing to you right now, that mental record stays there. And so then later on, I'll talk to you about how it's closing down at midnight again, and it's closing down at midnight again. And eventually you start to have a little bit of fear that, oh, wait a minute now, it's closing at midnight. I need to know more. You know what I mean? It's a tactic that everyone uses, right? Black Friday sales, you know, the ending at midnight at Best Buy or whatever it is, right? Places have special, you know, special sales all the time, Valentine's Day sales, all this stuff, right? And they end at a certain time. And that's how they get people to take action and move forward quicker, right? Because no business can stay in business if they sit around waiting on you to make a decision for what is best for you. We have to push you to make that decision. Otherwise, human nature is to procrastinate, okay? That's just human nature. We all do it. How many of you would say that you procrastinate more than you don't on on most things? Just say yes or no, right? So I see mainly yeses in here. And that makes sense. Like, that's a normal thing. So we have to try to get people to stop procrastinating. And that's what this is all about. Then we go silent for like 72 hours, right? So think about it. We've watched the webinar. We've had the replay, only 24 hours. It closed down. We didn't say anything to them. Then we pop back a couple days later and say, hey, we've reopened the replay. Check it out. It's only open for 48 hours. We remind them, hey, you only got 24 hours left. Then we close it, right? And then we go dark. I normally like to say 72 hours is the smarter play. And then what we do is we go into phase 3. Phase 3, I want all of you to listen to me. Phase 3 is probably the most important phase of the entire process, minus the webinar itself, which is the first phase. But phase 3 is the most important, because what phase 3 is doing is it's taking the information and it's giving it to you in different pieces. I kind of liken this to, it's kind of like in high school, right? You go into a classroom and they want to teach you math, right? And maybe week 1 you start to learn, maybe it's not high school, maybe it's like, but this example might be like middle school or elementary. They teach you adding, right? So first you learn to add. Then later on, you learn to subtract. You're like, wait a minute, this thing got 2 levels to it, right? And then later on, you learn to multiply. And you're like, wait a minute, I can add, I can subtract, and I can multiply letters or numbers. And then they're like, yo, you can divide those things too. And you're just blown away, right? Because you've been given this in small little chunks. You've learned it, right? Because it's small things that you can focus and understand. If you were to go into a classroom having never done math, and your teacher said, all right, class, today what we're going to do is we're going to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and we're also going to learn how to take the square roots of numbers. And they just started blowing all that stuff at you. How many of you feel like you would probably not understand math? It would seem overwhelming, and you would say, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with math. Math sucks, right? I see lots of people saying you think math sucks anyway. I agree with you. But the point is that when we're doing a webinar, it's like we're teaching people to add, subtract, multiply, divide, and take the square root all at one time. Because for a lot of people, when they join a webinar about a topic, most of the time they don't know anything about that topic, right? Or very little. Like, okay, I know you can make money on YouTube, but I have no clue how, right? And so then what we try to do in that webinar is we try to do a few things. Thing number 1 is we try to establish a proof of concept. Write that down. Write this down. We try to establish a proof of concept. So what that means is the first part of the webinar, we are trying to tell people that it actually works and prove that it actually works, right? So we might be giving some proof, showing some numbers, showing some data. Like, we're trying to show you that this actually really works. And so we're having to give you all these data points to prove it, right? Second phase of a webinar is we're trying to teach you how it works. So we already proved that it did work. Now we're trying to teach you how it works and how it can work for you, okay? So phase 1 is to make you want to do it. Phase 2 is to show you how to do it and prove to you that you can do it, okay? And then the third part of the webinar is the sales pitch, right? And that's where we break down any of those walls that you have up that says you can't do this, it won't work, all that stuff. And we essentially give you an offer to show you that with our help, you can accomplish this, right? Does that make sense to everybody? So there's 3 different phases. So when sometimes when people get on a webinar, it's like they're trying to learn to add, subtract, multiply, divide, and take the square root all at once. First, they hear all this proof of concept that they haven't had time to really sit down and analyze and say, wow, it really does work. You know, I can see that. I see that. They haven't had time for that because you immediately move right into here's how to do it, right? And here's how you could do it. So it's like they haven't even really bought into it yet, right? In some cases, they haven't even really said, yes, this really works. Now you're here teaching how to do it. And then you move right into, hey, by the way, I can sell you a course that'll show you how to do this and help you do it for yourself. Well, they're still trying to figure out, does it really work? Was all that proof that you showed me up front, did that really make sense, right? So some people can absorb this stuff really quickly and they buy on the webinar. Other people need to be given this information in pieces so that they can focus on the one piece, similar to how we're taught to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, right? That's what PLF does. It breaks those three phases of this process down, okay? So PLF page 1, all right? Let me show you. I've built this for you, so should be relatively easy. I think it is right here. Yep, let me just move it down here. So PLF page 1, this is the page that I built for you right here. Let's see. All right, should launch the page there. There's PLF page 1. How to build your own business on YouTube and why this method is designed to work for you. Okay, this whole page here is designed to explain to people why YouTube works and how they can build their own YouTube business, okay? And so if you scroll down, you'll see that there's, we talk about video number 2. See, it's locked until tomorrow. And so what you do is you get people to make a micro commitment by opting in, even though you already have their email. Your whole point of this, and the whole point of this program here and of this, is to give a small chunk of information. These videos are like 10 to 15 minutes long, and it's to focus on one piece of that puzzle. Because guess what? The second thing we're going to do is send them to PLF launch page number 2. Okay, I gave you this page last week. Let me just show you real quick. PLF launch page number 2. Multiple ways you can get paid to post videos on YouTube. So what we did was we're kind of spoon feeding, right? This, you remember how I told you, look, this is how YouTube, well, this page has got to load for a second. This is how YouTube works. The second one is how, see, look, why it works. See how I'm talking about that? Why it works. That's part number 1 of explaining why it works, how it works, right? The second page, or the second video, is how you make money. Remember, I told you that the second piece of the puzzle was explaining to people how it would work for them and how they can actually do it. So what we're doing is we're doing this in small pieces, okay? So look, there's nothing for sale on this page, right? Nothing at all, right? Just simply a basic page. Then we send people to PLF number 3, which is the one I'm giving you tonight. It is complete, it is done, it is ready for you. And what this is this is going to actually sell the program for you. This says the YouTube success formula. Let's break it down how you can have success on YouTube, right? And what you can see is that you can literally have people, and what we would do is obviously change this button out. I'll explain this to you as we move forward. But you can literally see that you can now go through here and we can have people buy this program, okay? So, and I love that people say, if it's that easy, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, it's probably because everyone doesn't know how, Jim. And it's probably because there's a lot of people like you that have this type of mindset. Always love that. But anyway, point is, you get this page that's going to help you now sell this program. Now, we will talk about this next week, but there is an opportunity for you to essentially just basically book phone calls, or just sell people right off of the page, right? I know that a lot of you probably don't want to talk on the telephone to people, but at the end of the day, sometimes that human interaction is like gold, right? It's what people respond to, because it's what we don't get enough of anymore, right? Is this whole booking of a phone call and talking to somebody. So if you're willing to take phone calls, right, and talk to people about this program, then you probably make a lot more sales. And how many of you wouldn't want to take a phone call a day if you can make $1,000? You're crazy if you wouldn't, right? I mean, even I do it, right? And I'm busy. So it makes tons of sense, but we'll talk about how that works a little bit later, okay? I just want to get you the page. So this page now locks you in. So now what happens is people have gone through 3 phases of this program. All right, 3 different pieces of information to get to the point where they're ready to buy. So if you look, this is kind of phase 3. Look, it goes PLF 1, PLF 2, PLF 3, right? And that's what we're giving you tonight is PLF page 3. Now, and of course, that will take you in order, take you to make a purchase. And then phase 4 is another closeout phase that basically we're going to be giving you next week. So if you look, next week, which was this week, I gave you PLF 3. I'm giving you that tonight. Then we're going to give you the emails for the system, and then we're going to connect everything and launch it. So next week, you'll get emails for the entire affiliate selling system. We're just going to blow them out. So you have emails all these emails that are connecting people, right? All those emails that you need to connect this thing, I'm going to give those to you next week completely free. And then you'll have everything that you need to connect and launch this entire business. And here's the thing, guys, it's done for you. I mean, look, I already showed you this. They register for the webinar, they go to the thank you page, they join the webinar. If they don't buy on the webinar, they get a 24-hour closeout page. If they don't buy there, we close down for 48 hours. Boom, we reopen. We've got a 48-hour window that you can buy. So now you give them a 48-hour, a 24-hour, then you close down again, okay? And then we start with the PLF content. This is breaking the content down into small doses. So they get PLF 1, then they get PLF 2, and then they get PLF 3, where they can actually purchase. And then on the other side of that, we put in the 48-hour closing pages again. So we close things down. It's like, all right, you watch the PLF formula, right? 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to close this thing down for good. And we close it down for good. What ends up happening here, and this is just going to like shock, it's like shock and awe. But when you look at this whole thing, you go through almost 3 weeks, little over 3 weeks of content with people. So 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks of messaging and content and messages and such. What this does is it just solidifies getting all the sales that you possibly can get. This is what we call, and you should all write this down because people don't teach this because it takes a lot of time. Look how much time it's taken me to teach this, right? This is called, here, hold on. Let's make this a little bigger. This is called optimized. This is optimized. So it's optimized to get you sales. Most people, guys, when they teach you this, they teach it literally what they teach. It stops right here, stops right there. It's like they just teach you to send somebody to a webinar or just to a sales page. They don't teach this whole selling system. But the selling system is what makes you the money, right? Now, I gave you this page right here as promised, PLF page 3. We also ran a contest last week for PLF page 2. And wanted to show you that a lot of people participated in that. Where is it? It's right here. And you will notice our PLF page 1, I'm sorry. A lot of people participated. I bought a lot of pages. They're all in here for you. So you have like 10 or 11 versions of your PLF pages that you get access to, all because I bought them from our students. So Albert, Bernie, Braden, Cece, Dom, Jody, Leging, maybe, Lowell, Neville, Shane, and Victoria, I bought these pages from them last week. I've put them in here for you. You get them all tonight when you download them. This is your Student Resource Center, and there is a download button right here for the PLF sequence pages, boom, right there. And when you download these, you get all those pages that students built and I paid for. I think it was cost me like $800 last week. I bought them all, and now you get access to all of them, right? So super exciting for you and for me. So I give you these tonight. boom. And then we ran this contest, right? So we've completed everything from last week. So let's look at this week, or what's happening next week, okay? Sorry if I'm out of camera frame. My computer doesn't have, here, let me pull it up here. I have to turn this way to get to write on my iPad, so I'm going to turn my computer that way a little bit. Okay, so next week, thing number one is I'm going to give you all emails for your affiliate selling system. Okay, these are the value of these, probably close to $4,000, maybe more. And I'm giving them to you for free. I'm actually going to have one of our copywriters write them. They charge me a lot of money, like a lot of money to write an email. I'm going to write some and they're going to write some. I always like to diversify so you get the messaging from different tones. So you're going to get these next week completely free, okay? Also, I'm giving away, I know my handwriting is terrible, but I'm giving away a $1,000 per week business free. I am going to give somebody a business that is making $1,000 per week completely free, like just free, hands down free, right? How can you win this? You must attend every Success Connection until November, let's just say like November 15th, halfway through the month. So basically it lets me launch this business with you that we're doing, right? So you must attend every Success Connection all the way through November 15th, and you must post in our Facebook group every day until November 15th. You must post in the Facebook group every day until November 15th. But here's the deal. I'm going to give you a business that's making $1,000 a week completely free. All you got to do is show up, like all of you have done tonight, and then you've got to post in our Facebook group every single day, every day until November 15th. That means it's going to be very few of you that are in the running to win because most of you will not post. I don't know why, even though the Facebook group is free. So if you're one of those, you're going to have a very good chance, and we're going to announce the winner live. So the winner will be announced live. Let's see what date. I gotta grab my phone here. The winner will be announced live. Let me get my exact date. Let's see. We will announce the winner live on the 18th of November. Okay. So the winner will be announced live on November 18th. All right. How many of you are pretty excited about that? Yes? Look, nobody does this kind of stuff. There's no trick, there's no catch, there's nothing for sale, right? Like, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just incentivizing you to get on here because I know between now and the middle of November, we're going to be launching this affiliate selling system. And I know that if I can get a bunch of you to actually do this, like truly do it, A, you're going to make a lot of money. B, you're selling my course for me, which is great. You could sell anything, I don't care, but I only let you sell my stuff because it's good for you. But at the end of the day, it does make sales for me. Like there's people right now making sales, which is great, it makes sales for me. So I want you to succeed. This is what you got to do in order to succeed. So you should start off by tonight posting in the Facebook group because it counts tonight, which means all 997 of you that are on here right now should post in our Facebook group tonight, right? In order to qualify to win, because it starts right now. But you could win a business making $1,000 a month. We'll train you how to run it, right? It's very simple, but we'll train you how to run it, okay? So it's very easy. You don't have to build anything. You don't have to go create anything. We will literally just, you'll step in, somebody from my team will train you how to run it. It's your business. You make $1,000 a week. You can make more, you can make less. It's been steady making 1,000 a week all year. So I don't know. I mean, it could make 2,000 a week. But the point is, that's the average that it's making right now is $1,000 a week. How many of you excited about that? Yes? Okay. Super excited. I think that, by the way, when you make a post in the Facebook group every day until November 15th, I want you to always include hashtag 1K, okay? So I'm gonna highlight that for you. Always include hashtag 1K at the end of your email, at the end of your post, because that's how we're gonna track that you made posts every day. Hashtag 1K, okay? Hashtag 1K. So you just make your post, put hashtag 1K at the end, and call it a day, all right? So that's what's coming up next week. All the emails for your affiliate selling system are gonna be given to you next week, right? And then I am giving away $1,000 a week business. That's $1,000 in profit every week. You must attend the Success Connection every single session until November 15th. That's only like a few more sessions, right? You must post in our Facebook group every day until November 15th and include hashtag 1K in the post. And then we will announce the winner live. Now, you guys need all these pages. I've built all these pages for you. And I mean, look, obviously you're going to want these, especially if you're new and you don't have them. I mean, we literally have all these pages built out for you, right? Like the webinar page, the thank you page, the webinar playback page, the 24-hour closing page, the 48-hour closing, the other 24-hour closing, PLF1, PLF2, PLF3, right? And then all the other pages that students have built. You can get those right here in your Success Connection Student Center. So this is your Success Connection Student Resource Center. Couple of things to focus on. Number one, you want to join our Facebook group, okay? It's free to join. You need to join tonight so you can post tonight, okay? We'll make sure you get approved. So join tonight. It is free. And if anybody tries to sell you anything in our Facebook group, report them because we don't allow that. It is a free safe zone for you to go in there and talk about marketing and connect with our other students, okay? You should follow me on YouTube. There may be another giveaway for the same type of business that's making $1,000 on YouTube. But I told you this a few weeks ago. I told you I wasn't going to talk too much about it. But if you're following me on YouTube, you'll learn. So you can click there and follow me. It takes 2 seconds. Second thing is, I would like for you to subscribe to these Facebook alerts, okay? The reason is because sometimes when we are, like, especially when we do something like this, like giving away this, we need to be able to message the winner. And sometimes we email and you don't see the emails, right? Sometimes we send an SMS and for whatever reason, SMS doesn't always go through. So the more ways we can contact you, the better. We never spam you. We send 1 message per week to our Facebook subscribers, 1 message per week, and that's it. And this is literally just reminders for the Success Connection. So you should subscribe to this. If you do not have ClickFunnels, you will need it, okay? ClickFunnels is what we build all these pages in. ClickFunnels has this great little thing that allows me to share the funnel with you. Literally with a click of a button, you put all these funnels into your ClickFunnels account. Well, sign me up for that. That's pretty easy, right? That means my team and I can build all these pages like this, and we can give them to you by using what they call a shared funnel. You can see right here where you go to settings, and if I give you this little link right here, the share funnel link right there, if I give you that link, you'll instantly get all these pages and you own them. So the changes you make to them are your changes and we don't ever even see them again. It just copies them into your account, but you have to have ClickFunnels in order to get all these pages. So it is very important that you get ClickFunnels right now. You need to get it tonight. It's free. So you can get a completely free trial for 2 weeks to this. You can launch this business. And then if it doesn't work and you're like, yo, this isn't for me, just cancel it, right? But I mean, you have to have ClickFunnels to get started, right? So please get your free trial of ClickFunnels tonight. You'll notice all these yellow banners here. This is different businesses that we have built for you on the Success Connection. You are welcome to download all of these, right? All these different businesses, the 8-figure funnel formula book with the book and the upsells and all this stuff. Like, we built all this stuff out for you. It's yours free. If you're a new student, you can go through here and go pop, 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 download all these, right? Understand that all these download buttons quit working tonight at midnight. That is because I do not want people taking my links, putting them on pages, and giving them to people that are not part of our community. I built this for our community and only for our community. So for that reason, tonight at midnight, these links quit working. So you will have to do this before tonight at midnight. But what I want you to do is scroll all the way down past all these businesses, which again, you can download them all, but I want you to go to this one right here, the affiliate selling system. Okay, you can get your opt-in page and your thank you page right here. Okay, you can get your automated webinar funnel by clicking download here. Okay, you can get your 24-hour closing page by clicking download here. You can get your reopen 48 and 24-hour pages by clicking here. And you can get your PLF pages by clicking here. When you click this link, it basically takes all these pages and puts them right inside of your account so that you now own them. They are yours. I built them, my team built them, thousands of dollars worth of time, effort, pages, and development, and you get it completely free with one click of a button. That's how great ClickFunnels is, right? So you'll want to scroll down here and do all of this. If you want to see what you're selling, it is the YouTube Business Builder. You can watch the presentation here. I need to remove this, but you can watch the presentation here. Otherwise, you can download all of the assets right here, okay? Super important that you do this tonight because next week I'm going to be giving you the emails to connect all of these things. Well, guess what? You have to have the pages in order to put the links in the emails and connect them. So it is very important that you get all of these tonight, okay? So tonight, you must go here and click all of these links right here to get all of the pieces of the affiliate selling system business. You must make sure that you have ClickFunnels, okay? Because you cannot get those things unless you have ClickFunnels. And then of course, you must join our Facebook group. And it's ideal to follow me on YouTube and subscribe to our Facebook alerts, but you must join our Facebook group. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, very good. Now I just need to give you the link to get here, right? Don't forget your homework is to make sure you post in the Facebook group hashtag 1K every single day between now and November 15th. You could win that $1,000 a week business, and it is in the internet marketing business, so it'll fit right in with your current businesses that you're building, right? I would never do something different. All right, so how do you get to that page? Very, very simple. You go to this link right here, go.vsc.com/funnel, and you type in the password that we've been using as we build this business, and that is cash flow. The password is cash flow. So why is the password cash flow? Because we're all building cash flow, right? We're all building cash flow, so it just makes sense. So all you got to do is go to go.vsc.com/funnel, type in the password cash flow, okay? And that's going to take you to the page. Then obviously you are going to want to make sure that you join our Facebook group. Do it now, do it tonight, and make your first post right now so that you're on the right track. Set a reminder, set an alarm, remember, because this $1,000 a week business is an awesome business, and it's a business you should have, and you will be very, very happy you do have if you win it. And who gives away a business making $50,000 a year? You could value that business at 300 grand, 6x of its revenue, because it's all profit. And I mean, it's just crazy not to want that, right? So do the deal. This is just me incentivizing you to participate, right? Not buy something, just participate. That's it, right? Participate, engage, engulf, just get yourself in the right mindset to win. So go to go.vsc.com/funnel, type in the password cash flow, okay? That's going to take you to the page. Make sure you join our Facebook group tonight. Make sure you get ClickFunnels tonight. Do not do one of those two things, because you must have these pages downloaded by next Thursday in order to be able to walk through connecting them with your email autoresponder, okay? So it is very, very, with the emails that I'm going to give you. So it is important that you do this. So go to go.vsc.com/funnel, type in the password cash flow. That will work until midnight tonight. So make sure that you do this right now. Do it tonight. Do not procrastinate. I refuse to allow you. We will close the links down tonight at midnight, and you will be locked out until next Thursday, right? They open up every Thursday when we go live on the session. So make sure that you get this done tonight, all right? Otherwise, listen, I hope you all have a great weekend, a safe weekend, and a fun weekend. As I always say, do a little something this weekend that other people are not doing. That's how you stay ahead of the game. That's how you gain the edge. And having that edge is how you truly win as an entrepreneur, and it's how you win in this industry, right? Have that edge. I try to make the Success Connection give you that edge, right? By giving you assets, giving you access, giving you stuff that other people don't get. And that's the reason why we close this stuff down at midnight. I want you to have access to it, not anybody else. So go to the link, go.vsc.com/funnel, type in the password cash flow, get ClickFunnels, get on our Facebook group, make your post, stay engaged, and I look forward to seeing you all right here next week, same time, same place on the Success Connection. Take care, everybody. Good night.